Breaking. Big changes coming for the Raiders. The Raiders season is on fire and the news keeps coming. The situation in Las Vegas has just taken a turn for the worse, and you won't believe what's happening with the future of Antonio Pierce and even Aaron Rodgers. What will Mark Davis and the reserve franchise have in store for next year? And what's more, could the team's future be at stake with decisions that could change everything? Before continuing with this explosive news, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any details about the Raiders' future. The future of Raiders coach Antonio Pierce is in question amid the team's struggles. Antonio Pierce's first season as head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders has been far from what he imagined. After a rough and drama-filled start, the Raiders have lost 8 straight games and are now tied for the second worst record in the NFL at 2-10. Despite changes to the coaching staff, including the departure of offensive coordinator Luke Getsy, the season has not caught up with the victories of that first desperate attempt. This has raised questions about Pierce's future as head coach, with some speculating that his tenure could be in jeopardy after just one season. According to NFL Network's Albert Breer, the uncertainty surrounding Pierce and his coaching staff is palpable, with no guarantees about their positions in 2025. There's a lot of uncertainty, and it's certainly being felt by the coaching staff. They haven't been given any guarantees about next season, and there's a lot of buzz around the league about Antonio Pierce's job status, Breer reported. While the Raiders have shown improvement in certain areas, such as developing younger talent and adjusting to new offensive coordinator Scott Turner, the question remains: will Mark Davis and the front office give Pierce a chance to continue his residency, or is a change in leadership on the horizon? Despite the poor track record, there are signs of promise for the Raiders. In recent games, especially against the Kansas City Chiefs, the team has played hard and remained competitive throughout. Pierce's young team has made remarkable progress, going from the 3rd oldest roster in the league last year to the 6th youngest this season. But the big question is whether Pierce will have the opportunity to continue building with those players, or whether someone like Tom Brady, who is involved in the decision-making, can be ushered in by a new head coach. Raiders quarterback Aidan O'Connell takes responsibility for key mistake versus Chiefs. In a heartbreaking loss to the Chiefs, the Raiders had a chance to win with a field goal, but a botched snap dashed their hopes. Rookie quarterback Aidan O'Connell took full responsibility for the mistake, admitting he clapped his hands too early for the snap, placing the blame squarely on himself, despite center Jackson Powers Johnson doing his part correctly. Could Aaron Rodgers be the answer for the Raiders? Looking ahead to the 2025 season, could Aaron Rodgers be the solution to the Raiders' quarterback dilemma? With the playoffs no longer a possibility this year, attention is already turning to the future. Reports suggest the New York Jets may be ready to part ways with the 41-year-old future Hall of Famer, which opens the door for a potential move to Las Vegas. Could Rodgers lead a young Raiders team and bring the leadership they need to turn things around? While some critics question his diva-like attitude late in his career, Rodgers' ability to rise over time remains undeniable. The Raiders could potentially trade for Rodgers, possibly involving star receiver Davante Adams, who could also be a free agent after this season. If both Rodgers and Adams hit the open market, there could be a chance for a fresh start with a new dynamic. While Rodgers' future is uncertain, his experience and leadership could be the right thing for the Raiders to do to make a critical breakout run. Will the Raiders pursue Rodgers or continue the youth movement and continue developing their next franchise quarterback? The answer may come sooner than expected. Do you think Antonio Pierce deserves another season to rebuild the Raiders, or is it time for a head coaching change? And would Aaron Rodgers be a good fit for Las Vegas, or should they take their time to develop their young talent? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, but I will be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news.